Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another episode, and then today is a special Saturday episode of the Nexweave show. Let's go ahead and jump in right to it. So up above me, so to my right or left, to my right we have the founder of Nexweave Ender, and we have the other founder, Ashtosh. Say hello, guys.
Hi. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Good, good. It's quiet, peaceful, relaxing Saturday morning. So today is going to be interesting. And so, for a lot of you guys who don't know, that today is going to be talking about some updates, news regarding the platform, some integrations, and we have some things that we were going to cover regarding today's sale. But before we do, let's go ahead and bring on someone special that we haven't had on camera yet. Here's another member of the team. Indra, I'll let you go ahead and do the introductions.
Absolutely. So you've seen me and Ashutosh having most of these conversations. Let me also introduce you to our third co-founder who looks at design and implementations, Harpreet.
Hey there.
Hi.
Oh wow, nice to. I think well for me it was nice to finally meet you in person on camera, right? And for everyone else, this is who handles UX on the background. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Go ahead and tell them what you do on the back end.
Okay, so I'm Harpreet. I'm the third one in the team. I'm one of the co-founders. I look after the experience design and communication. And most of the videos that you see on the platform, it is done by me and my team. And also all the tutorials and just trying to make the platform functional and easy for you guys. That's my
Th-
job.
thank you, and appreciate that. Okay, I guess let's go ahead and jump on in and see. Well, I know a lot of people are going to be asking about what's going on regarding the sale, some integrations. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Indra, would you like to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah. So the last week has been fairly interesting. We've got requests in terms of what kind of landing pages are supported. So we ran tests with swipe pages, landing a couple of WordPress plugins. So if you're using any of these for your landing pages, you can go ahead and use them because we've tested and all of them are working. Swipe pages is fairly popular nowadays, so go ahead and give it a try in terms of how you can embed these experiences on a swipe page. At the same time, we've had some conversations related to chatbots where people have asked that how can we introduce personalized images in our chat applications, say when someone is expressing an exit intent or they've been on a page for a long time, or we want to serve recommendations through chatbots. So those are again conversations that are happening. We received some inputs in terms of certain people requiring to use personalized images within their landing pages the same way that they're using videos by dynamically updating the URL parameters. That's also something that we're working behind the scenes. And I think the most interesting one for everyone is going to be that Gifs are going to be going live sometime either later this month or early next month. So most likely, before you're back from your Christmas holidays, we might have the GIFs feature also live, so you can send personalized GIFs over emails as well. So all
So
that's been running in the background.
I guess let's talk about then the three main the three main media pieces of media that you can handle on Nextweave, which is something that people may not know compared to your competitors. We have photos, we have videos, and we have gifs. That pretty much num- that pretty much sums it up, right? And then
Absolutely.
and then we can have interactive components on photos and on videos. I hate to ask, but has someone asked, hey, what if I want to have personalization on a GIF? Is that possible too?
So when we're releasing GIFs, it will be with personalization. So you can have a high Bruce running around on a GIF with someone or something like that. Interactive images is something which is part of our roadmap. But videos, as you know, are interactive right now as well. And yeah, we would love to have more inputs in terms of what kind of interactivity would people want on the videos as well, because come February we'll be starting to release certain widgets which will make the videos extremely interactive in terms of how they want to use it.
So, and that was going to be my third aspect. So we have the three types of media: personalization, and then interactive components. So the interactive components could be on photos and on videos as well. Like interactive elements. You may see like a little pulsating bubble or a circle, let's say,
Correct.
on a chair when you're looking at a scene of a house, and then you can hover your mouse over to it, maybe click that little circle, and something interactive comes up. Let's say maybe a pop up, etc., etc. And
Correct.
then through our partnership with let's say a shopping or an e-commerce partner, like let's say Plug and Paid, or another one, you could be able to click on that chair and be able to make a purchase from that pop up. Correct?
Correct. So right now you can introduce a buy now button on the video frame or the image frame. Not on images right now, but soon you'll be able to do it on images as well, where when you click on them, it will take you to the payment cart or the shopping page or the product page. But just to make it a little more engaging, we will soon have hotspots appearing on the video timeline, where let's say if you're showcasing the interiors of a house and there are 6 elements in the interior shot, then you would have hotspots appearing on the screen within the video itself, where you can either click or hover on a particular spot, and either you'll see a product widget which will take you to the details of the page, or soon we'll also have the options of on-screen hovers coming in so that you can have more details added over there. So these are just the initial elements that we'll be adding in terms of making it a shoppable video experience. And then going forward, we are taking in inputs in terms of how we can use it for lead generation, for conducting interviews, etc., etc.
Got it. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we had a training this week, and it was interesting to see a Chrome extension in action. So, hey, you could talk to certain people on social media, and then have a video created from a previous template. As a way to say hello when you first want to reach out to and introduce yourself. So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Yeah, so I think let's just save that for the next session maybe, because I want to show people how that can be used, especially with the workflow automation tools. Well, let's say if you're planning a LinkedIn outreach to 30 individuals in a day, then how you can send a campaign which is personalized out to them, so that when they receive the request, they will also immediately see their image or a personalized image within the message as well. So we've experimented with it. We've personally seen between 40 to 60% response rates on those kind of messages because it's fairly new. But yeah, I would love to see how people who are deeply rooted in that industry of lead generation, once they start using it, how they kind of get responses on that.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I know it requires a little bit of refinement, but I know eventually some people are going to be looking for mass outreach as a possible workflow with Nexweave. I mean, you and I have both seen that feedback. That's something that they'd like to do also, which I think it just makes sense. It's normal and organic to be like, great, we can reach out to people on a one-on-one basis. What if we want to do it to a batch amount of people as well? I think that
Correct.
just totally makes sense. Yeah.
It also depends on the platform. Because we've done experiments on the email platform. We sent out 100,000 emails to individuals. We actually compared the two campaigns with what we had done with what they were doing earlier, and the differences were fairly stark. Like we took a small segment to run an A/B test, and we witnessed that we got 15 times better response rates as compared to the standard campaign that they were doing, just because we included a personalized image in the video in the email, which made them feel special, because we are slowly moving away from becoming textual readers to visual perceivers.
True. Let me go ahead and let's jump on in here. Guys, if you want to go ahead and join the group so you can get a little bit more Q&A. I apologize for having that so long, but let me go ahead and adjust that real quick. Let me go ahead and give you the group info. There you go. So go ahead and just take a screenshot with your phone. That's the URL to the Facebook group where we have a community there, so you can ask questions, use case scenarios, maybe see some demos that either the Nexweave team has put up or the community has put up, so go ahead and jump on there too. Go. All right. Okay, guys, let's go into talking about some of the agenda topics that we had set up for today.
So yeah, I think the major ones have been covered. In terms of the requirement that people had for having a custom domain when they send out image and video links, that's something which is going to be going live sometime this week itself. So once that has been taken live, instead of sending an image link which contains our domain prefix, you would be able to replace that with your own domain prefix. So let's say if Bruce has a website called bruce.com, you'll be able to send a link which says bruce.com/image for Ashutosh to all his LinkedIn outreach members, to people on Facebook, etc., etc. The reason why this could be interesting for you is that when someone receives it in that fashion, they will feel that this is something that you guys have worked with. They will come back to you with certain queries that, hey, I saw that particular link which carried your domain name. Can I also have that on my domain name? So if you have bought the agency account, then with sub accounts, you'll also be able to do that. That's something that goes live sometime this week. As I mentioned, Gifs are planned towards the end of the month. That's again something which came in as a request from a lot of guys, because when you send out emails, if the emails contain GIF, they've already seen something, some sort of a magic happening. If those GIFs contain your name, it's going to be even better. So that's something that we're working on. And then,
So name, you can even add your own image inside the GIF. So via parameters, not just your image, or any dynamic image can be inserted in the GIF. Right.
Ashutosh, do you mind explaining that or going into that a little bit further if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. So right now, as you've seen the videos or images, right, there are variables exposed, and these variables can take any values, whether it can be text, whether it's and the images. So same applies to even GIF. So even GIF, you can add your own text. So it can be hi Ashutosh or hi Inder. Along with that, you can even have a GIF image. Within a GIF, you can have an image. So it can have my name as well as my image, or other than that, you can have image of any other product which you want to send it to your prospect. So all those things can be done just via an API, and that can be personalized.
Okay,
so imagine a GIF where you've got the company logo being shown, or maybe your prospects desktop screenshot being shown with their website on it. So those kind of things will also be possible.
so do you think you'll be able to pull a person's face and their business logo on a backdrop of space, for example?
Absolutely. So the flexibility is that you can pull in any image. Now, whether you want to include profile images or logos, as long as you have access to that data, you can pull that into a video template or an image template or a GIF template and use that in all the outreaches that you're getting into.
Got it. Could we see an example of how easy it is to set something like that up? If it doesn't take too long?
So that's something that I'll push on to Ashutosh, because GIFs are still in the staging environment. I'm not sure if we can showcase that right now.
Let me just check if I can do it right now.
If it's not possible, I totally understand. I'm just asking, as like a community, or so we call it fanboys, right? So it's like a fanboy that like loves tech, that loves software. I like to see the capabilities of platforms like this, right? That's the enthusiast in me. So if it's not possible and we have to wait for a week or two, that's okay and fine too.
Let me just show you a glimpse of what we had done earlier.
Sure.
So I'm going to show you an example where GIFs could be used within an email, and here you go. So this is a MailChimp template, and say you're sending out an email to someone. You'll be able to send a personalized GIF like this, which contains the text on it. And just like you've added text, you'll also be able to add images onto the same template. So suddenly, if you get something like this in an email, there's a very strong chance that you're going to check it out and see what's made for me in this particular email.
I like that. Can you send? I was gonna say, oh wow, could you send one of us an email so we could see what that looks like when we receive it? Because that's fancy right there. That is beautiful.
Absolutely. Let's just wait for the feature to be ready for everyone to use it, and we'll send you an early access into that.
Is that a template?
Yeah, this is actually a MailChimp template where we have inserted this GIF. And that GIF is personalized with my name, because this mail was intended for me.
Interesting. I like that. I like that. The template looks very appealing, right? It just does. Yeah.
So there's a glimpse of what we are working on.
Excellent. We did have 3 people who just joined on. Let me see if we have. Let me see if we can bring them on. Four people. Wow, we just got 4 callers. That's interesting. Okay, Hugo, go ahead and give me the thumbs up and turn on your camera if you're good to go. In the meantime, Jaheen, if you're good to go, give me your thumbs up, brother, and we'll have you come on. All right, here we go. Jaheen, thank you for joining us today. You're muted, by the way. You're muted. There we
Hi guys,
go.
can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Hi,
I'm
Gene.
sorry. Yeah.
I did.
Hello everyone. I'm outside, so the audio or yeah, obviously the mask. I've been looking at your deal for quite some time. It seems to do a lot of things. So some of us are a little worried that it's overachieving. You know, in terms of development resource wise. So. I was talking to my friends, and we would like to know more about your resource allocation and which sectors are you going to focus in future, stuff like that.
Sure. So we've got a 12-member team right now. A majority of them are in the development department right now. And most of what you see are elements that we've worked on in the past as well. I've worked on content technology platforms heavily in the past. Ashutosh has worked on high performance technology applications. Harpreet comes from a consulting space where she's worked on instruction design and consulting. So we've just brought in our elements together to see how we can personalize things beyond text, which is why we stepped into videos first, made videos personalized, added interactivity, then got into images, now adding GIFs. So the whole idea of calling the company Nexweave is so that you can weave the next generation of experiences with whatever new formats that come in. And I think video images are the ones to begin with.
Okay. So I have purchased the Fluent CRM deal that came on Martech. It works with WordPress to run email marketing campaigns. So how does it integrate with your tool? Can we do hyperize like image personalization within Fluent CRM? Would it work?
So as long as you can extract elements from your CRM and plug it into our templates, the way the templates are made is that you've got a base media, and then you've got personalization or interaction parameters overlaid on top. So let's say your CRM contains the name of your prospects, their company names, or their locations. You can pull out these 3 personalization variables, plug them into an image or video template, and then create a campaign where you'll be able to send them an email which says, "Hi, Jaheen. Uh, I notice you are from, let's say, Singapore. We've got something special for you." And that journey can then continue into a landing page containing a personalized video made specifically for that particular prospect.
Okay, so the email will go out from your platform instead of Fluent CRM, something like that.
No, you can use any email marketing platform. When you
Okay.
create a campaign, we give you 2 pieces of codes. One is an embed code for the email platform, where you're essentially connecting the image template and hyperlinking it to the personalized video. And the second piece of code is what you'll insert on your landing page, so that when someone reaches your landing page, that particular div is going to be replaced with the personalized video for that individual.
Okay, very nice. So we don't need any, specific integration between the tools. It can work with any platform, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's what I was just talking about in the beginning of the call, that people came to us and were asking that what kind of landing pages can be used. So we tested with swipe pages, we tested with Landingy, we have a WordPress plugin. So if you have something that you're using which is apart from this and you want help from us, do reach out and we'll figure out a way on how to make it work.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to start playing with the tools.
Absolutely. We love to see the experiments as well.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Thanks for joining us, brother. Ping me afterwards, and I'll get you your free license too. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Take care. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Interesting, guys. We just had like 5 people who just joined us and showed up as callers that are going to be coming on the show. So, guys, just bear with us. We'll bring you on one by one. Hugo, if you're all good, give me a thumbs up, brother. You're come on right now. Yep. All right. Hold on. I'll bring you on. There we go. Howdy.
Okay,
hey
cool.
Perfect.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You have the whole team.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's cool. Hi, I have a question, Shah, about a code like we do last week, I guess. And I have a question about ads on Facebook. I don't know if someone already asked this or no, because I just arrived like 5 minutes ago. I didn't see that. Can you? Because I know hyperized. So another tool, you can just like when people is watching the ads on Facebook, they can grab the name of the people in front, the first name or full name, and just put it in the ads. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think.
see, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Ashutosh can explain that better on how they're using it for remarketing ads.
Yeah.
So over to you, Ashutosh.
Yeah. So actually, that's a workaround that has been done. So how we can achieve that is, suppose you send an email to or your cold email to your cold prospects, okay, and in the email you will have a unique link mapped to each of the user which our platform generates, and then from in the email you can embed a Facebook pixel as well. So now if anyone opens an email, you know that there's a opens an email, there's a Facebook pixel that will start tracking the user on the Facebook wherever he goes. And now whenever a person opens an email, the unique image will be generated for each of the user. So now suppose I send an email to Bruce, Inder, and Harpreet, or Yuko. Now you have opened an email. I know that this image has been generated and it was opened by Yugo. So now each of the image has been converted into a product. So now four people have opened the email. There are 4 images. Now these images will go into product catalog of Facebook. Now in Facebook product catalog, what is there's a in Facebook pixel, I can assign a ID, tracking ID. Like I want to show this product only to the user who has certain pixel ID, who has opened this against. So there's an ID which will be your image link and your Facebook pixel, pixel ID which is tracking you. And by configuring that parameter, what will happen is actually I'm showing a product which is actually an image, and you're getting an impression of serving a personalized image on Facebook, which is actually a product. Does that help you understand?
Yeah, I understand now. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. So
I understand better now.
Help of
Okay.
Facebook catalog that is done. Product catalog.
Okay.
So it's like
cool.
pattern
Thanks a
card
lot.
exercise where you shown that the product that you had seen earlier, that same thing is remarketed to you.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
understand.
it's-
Yeah.
So it's via the use of Facebook pixels. Is that what we're saying, guys?
That's correct.
There you go.
Okay.
But yeah, if
So
you've got
thanks a
any
lot.
questions further, do reach out to us. Maybe we can have a detailed blog post on how to use that piece as well.
So I didn't try yet, but I'm gonna start to use soon, and that's why I want just to understand what all I can do, and after I give you a feedback when I start to use it. Okay.
Sure.
Perfect.
One
Thank you
of
very
us
much.
is always there on chat, so you can reach out to us.
Okay.
And
Ciao, guys.
Hugo, please reach out
Oh,
to
yeah.
me personally so I can give you your free license too. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Ciao,
Have
ciao.
a good one. Thanks.
Have a-
Bye. That was great. I like this format here, guys. You can see that we're just having, guests coming in. All right, let's jump on to the next one here. Agni, if you're ready, go ahead and give me the thumbs up, brother, and we'll bring you on. Are you cool to come on? Give me a thumbs up, Agni. All right, here we go. Perfect. Hey there.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
joining
Hey.
us. Nice
yeah.
to finally meet you in person, brother. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So the question I had is, Nexweave already has been there for a while. Which kind of companies are running campaigns, and if you could tell us what kind of campaigns are really doing well in terms of integrating the personalization aspect of Nexweave, and whether it is good at doing signups or like cold emailing. What kind of campaigns have been quite good so far, based on your experience so far?
Sure. So, interesting question, and that comes up quite often, whether you should be using Nextweave for acquisition or for engagement. So, what
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
typically suggest is that you can use it for both, depending on how you intend to use it. There are some lead generation companies who are using this in terms of cold outreach, either through emails or through LinkedIn's, and they've typically seen between 3 times to 9 times better responses because suddenly when you see an image with your company logo or your name on the image, there's a better chance that
Okay.
someone's going to read the rest of the email or the rest of the LinkedIn message. So that's if
Okay.
you're doing outreach, but a lot of them are also using it for engagement within their own customer sets. So, say we've been working with e-commerce and gaming companies, and
Okay.
every time the gaming company has an event that's happening, they send out an email to their entire audience speaking about what's going to happen in this particular event. Or if it's an e-commerce company, every time they have a product launch, they send out messages in that particular fashion. And if you receive a video from a brand which says that this is something that we made, we would like you to step in, containing your name, etc., etc., there's a better chance that you're going to feel that this is something novel made just for me, and I'm going to engage with it a lot better. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is
So one of
yeah.
the
Go
ways
ahead.
I was thinking of using Nextweave was for user activation. Like I get around 10 to 15 new clients every day for my service. So I was wondering, like, if there have been similar services which are using like Nextweave to activate the clients, like, hey, XYZ, welcome to our platform. Are people using it like that?
So some of them have recently started using it for activation and onboarding, where
Okay.
instead of having a click-based tour of the platform, they want to use it in a way that as soon as you sign up on the platform or you're given a request, uh, you are taken through an interactive video tour which explains the platform or explains the proposition. So yeah, I would love to see what you are intending to do, and our team will help you make that one.
Okay, sounds good. That I think that is the perspective I was thinking of using next week. The tool sounds really interesting. I've been using High Price. I think it's in a similar category, but it's not for video. So I think this can be even more useful in terms of doing that. Yeah, that would be it. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agni,
Okay.
please reach out to me after the stream, and I'll get your code for you as
Yeah.
well.
Sure. That's fine.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Thanks, brother. Good having you on.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye. Wow, this is fun and interesting. You hear all these different types of scenarios and use cases that people want to use the platform with. I like that. I like that. Okay, so let's bring the next person on. Caller Ranjit, are you good to go? All right, hold on. I gotta get you on camera because you're not on yet. All right, let me bring you on. Hey there, perfect. Can you hear us? You're muted, by the way. You're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm able to hear you now. Can you hear me? Hi,
Perfect.
Indra.
Yeah.
Hi,
Excellent.
Ranjit. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Great, great.
Yeah, so my question is basically I want to use Nextweave for LinkedIn personalization. So I can understand that first name and last name can be used. So for example, while I'm doing like LinkedIn messaging, can I also like fetch their like profile pic or say their industry or something like that other than just first name and last name? How is for LinkedIn, like how is it work?
In fact, very interesting question, and we wanted to talk about this. We have a Chrome plugin that we've made. So once you set up a campaign within Nextweave environment, you'll be able to fetch the profile images of individuals from the LinkedIn page itself. So right now we are scraping out the name of the individual, their current designation, their profile pics, but we're taking in more inputs in terms of what all do you want to use in the outreach. Could be company name, could be things that they've mentioned within the entire profile. So yes, I would love to have a deeper conversation with you, but for the time being, profile images can be included in messages. So go ahead and try that.
Okay, and like currently the industry specific, suppose like if I want to target like a fitness industry, so I want to make sure that if I want to showcase something, So I just want to fetch the industry that I have particular worked in this particular industry, and like I have experienced something like that. So like industry and everything can also be like fetched for
So
personalization.
we are not grabbing profiles based on certain parameters. The way the plugin works is that if you have used another workflow automation tool or a LinkedIn automation tool to fetch those profiles, then you can layer up Nexweave on that to send them outreaches which are going to be hyper personalized. But if you're going through LinkedIn yourself, searching to certain profiles, then while you're on a particular profile page, you can invoke the Chrome plugin and then pull out certain parameters and then send a campaign to them.
I just wanted to confirm.
Okay, sure.
I'll meet you there at noon.
Thanks.
So let's
That was
do.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do one thing. Maybe we'll set up a call with you to understand better in terms of how you are planning the LinkedIn outreach. That would probably be a great video for other users as well.
So sorry, in that actually your voice was breaking. I was not able to hear you. Can you please repeat?
So what I was suggesting is that maybe we can set up a call with you once Bruce reaches out to you, and we can understand this use case better, probably make a video on it in terms of how you're using it, and maybe one of the live sessions or one recorded videos can talk about how this specific thing can be done so that it can benefit the rest of the community as well.
Sure, that will be helpful. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us, Ranjit. And go ahead and message me. Message me as soon as we're done here. Afterward, we're done, so that way I can create a little group chat with all of us together, and I can give you your code too.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Have a good one. Take
Thanks,
care. Thank
Ranjit.
you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, and we have a doctor with us who wants to come on. Dr. Johnny, if you're ready, go ahead and give me the thumbs up, and we'll have you come on camera. Doctor, you good to go? Let me see if I can pull him up on screen here. Dr. Jenny, are you good, sir? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Yeah, go ahead with your question, sir.
Okay. Yeah. My question is, I'm with a healthcare company, and my use case is healthcare related. So I want to use it for educational purpose, education of the healthcare physicians, healthcare practitioners, as well as patients. So if I want to use a video with a branching scenario, with multiple different branching logics coming up, is it possible with this tool? And is this tool HIPAA compliant?
Good question.
If I have to use it for patients, those are the two questions I had.
So, so guys, for those who couldn't hear, so Dr. John is working in healthcare with physicians. He wants to know if he can use it for branching scenarios, and number two, he wants to know if it's HIPAA compliant.
Yes, Dr. Jani. So interestingly, we've got a similar request from someone else who wants to create courseware in the medical industry. The current platform does allow you to create branching scenarios. So depending on what kind of extractions you want to be done in the video, that can be done. In terms of HIPAA compliance, since we are not storing any data at our end, then I don't think it will require HIPAA compliance. But nonetheless, we will check that particular piece. Fortunately, Harpreet over here happens to be from the medical industry. So let me just circle back to some of our friends and get those information in terms of what is going to be required for HIPAA compliance.
So just to add two more points. So for the HIPAA compliance, the security over the network and the data encryption is required. So those things we are already doing as of now. One of the recommendation of HIPAA compliance is that your login should log out within 3 minutes if there's no activity. But I think that is for the application which is storing information regarding the patients or anything related to medical healthcare, and if the people are operating on it. But this is not something which is storing or capturing data one-to-one. So that is the only thing that we need to check back whether that would be applicable in this SaaS or not. But apart from that, all the 6 major points are covered.
So there's two other things to consider. One is HIPAA requires also 2-factor on everything. So that's something that we'll have to keep in mind. Number 2 is one of the passwords has to be a rotating password. That's mandatory, changed every 3 months, every 90 days, I think, minimum. I think they prefer like once a month or once every 2 months, but that's something to keep in mind for United States HIPAA regulations.
Right.
So just to add to that, considering that this would be used in tandem with an application, the experience will have to be embedded within that application. If you're doing it that way, then the larger application will have to be HIPAA compliant, and then we'll have to work in tandem with them. But nonetheless, let us discuss this at length because we would love to work on this scenario.
I hope that answers your question, Doctor. Did you have any more?
Okay, thank are there any other medical use cases that you know of?
So there's one that
I think he asked, is there any other medical use cases that we could think of?
So to be honest, the ones that we've received so far is related to education and training of medical professionals. But yeah, maybe in further conversations that we have with other medical professionals, if we do come up with use cases, we'll definitely include that, and we'll reach out to you as well.
Dr. John, if you don't mind, go ahead and contact me on Facebook afterward, and then
Okay.
I'll give you your code.
Okay,
and
the
I'll
audio
create
quality is very poor, so maybe I can ask Bruce the question.
Yeah, I'll create a group chat so that way we can all continue this conversation after the stream ends. Yeah, please contact me on Facebook, and we'll set up a group chat. Okay, sir?
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dani.
All right. That was a good, interesting question. I like that. It brings companies a little bit closer to the enterprise space, and that's totally needed. Okay, let's jump on to the next one here. We have Senor Junior. Are you ready to come on? Go ahead and give me the thumbs up, and we'll have you come on screen. All right, here we go, brother. Perfect. Hey, hey.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, good.
Good, good.
Good.
Okay, I don't know my connection because it's breaking up. I have been really having some really bad connection here, but my user case is used for the e-commerce when people have already picked the product in the car. For the upsell, if I can pop up and just explain the reason why they should be getting the upsell and the benefit of that. Is that possible?
Yes, it is. So there are two ways to do that. Once someone has purchased the product, you can have the thank you page mention the upsell. Let's say if I have bought a pair of lenses and someone wants to upsell the lens care solution along with that. So you can have that embedded on the thank you page. If you're using any solution for pop-ups, we can have this embedded within pop-ups as well, so that as soon as that transaction is done, or while that transaction is happening, you can have this embedded within the pop-up.
Okay. Also, there is a way to connect with Public because as soon as they finish the checkout and make the payment, so receive an email. Is that possible to that integration directly with Public Connect or integrally?
So far we've run an integration with Connexit. We are in the process of having a discussion with the team at Pabbly as well. So once that integration is ready, yes,
we'll be covered because I have Connexit too. So
perfect. So in that case, we can have a discussion with Rakesh, loop in him in the conversation, and try to see how we can work out this use case for you.
We're also on Zapier as well. So in case you are using Zapier.
Say that again.
So we are also on Zapier. Zapier.
Okay. Yeah, but we already have probably the integrity and Connexit, so I don't want to be spending money on that.
Okay.
Perfect. That should work for you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bruce.
Have a good one. Thank you for joining us, brother. Ping me afterwards, okay? Ping me afterwards. Have a good one. Take care. Thanks. Bye.
Take care.
I love him. He comes on to our streams. Him and Jaheen, they're the two that consistently like to come on camera, ask those questions, be that active participant guests. Okay, we have another question.
He seemed like he was driving the car as he was asking the question.
Sometimes they do. I don't normally recommend that. Yeah. Hey, Harpreet, whatever you're having, can I have some too? I'm just putting that out there.
It is not what you think it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see what else. We have one from Agni. He says, "Do you guys have webhooks or an open API?"
So APIs are
So
there. APIs are available. I can just share the link over here in the comment section.
Sure,
And
please.
for webhooks, we are we are still not there on webhook. We'll just implement that. I'll
Got
just
it.
add the.
So I think for webhooks, we are still getting in inputs in terms of how people want the information to be extracted, what events they need. So once we've gathered enough feedback from the early adopters, then maybe we'll release our webhooks accordingly.
Well, part of the roadmap, and I don't know if we want to go into that what will change in about 3-4 months of webhook. Then, having data from external sources being brought into Nexweave. I don't know if you want to go there or if you want me to spill the beans. That's totally up to you. That's going to be an interesting dynamic when people fill out forms and let's say chats from other third-party solutions, and it comes into Nexweave. I'll
Yeah,
leave
let's
that up
let's
to you.
probably wait and then show and tell rather than talk about it now.
By the
All
way, I
right.
can show the GIF now if you want to have a look at it.
For which one, sorry?
GIF.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and I'll bring that up here. So this is for Agni and anyone else who has questions regarding API. That's going to be the URL down there. Sorry, let me just change the colon. There you go. Go ahead and take a screenshot on your phones, guys, and that will give you some access if you want to look at some of the technical documentation. Okay. Or if you're viewing this on the computer, just go ahead and take a screenshot. There you go. All right, whenever you're ready, if you want to do a quick GIF demo, ask Josh.
Yeah, I can just share my screen.
Sure. There we go. Let's see. So next person to come up, we have Sarai, and John Torres. So Sarai, as soon as we're done here with the screen share, we'll have you come on. We'll have you come on to ask your question.
Can you
All
see my
right.
screen?
Yeah, it's coming up now.
Yeah, I
Perfect.
just uploaded a GIF over here and included on my editor. And I just added a text element from my component. And I have a username as a variable defined. I just set the default value to Bruce. And now I can just save this. Go to define meta, generate a preview. And I can just open it. And you should be able to see the Bruce.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I can start thinking of the possibilities of that right there.
Right. So this is just one example. We'll be adding a few more, and then we'll be doing. So like this is now right now in staging. It's being tested, and then we'll be moving it fast to production.
Okay. I wonder how the community would feel about it. What are the thoughts of having this on like a GIF on a Nextweave landing page, or how would that presentation look? As part of a preview, right? Or if they click on it from an email, and you specifically only want to do a GIF from an email, but you want to take them to a GIF that's hosted on a landing page. Maybe that's might be a third media use case, right? So you'll have photo,
Correct.
you'll have video, but if some people may want to have a GIF, so when you click on it, it could take you to a GIF. Then I'm going to ask something I don't know if it's been done before. What if we could have a GIF inside a Nextweave player that allows for interactive elements? Having interactive GIFs is something I've never seen done before.
So you mean in the video template side?
So GIF within the video, right? So that is
Right.
something
Right.
which is already happening.
Yeah. So
You mean
that
to
is
tell me
something
you
that
have interactive GIFs right now?
Yeah, so
yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea. You're
Yeah.
muted, by the way, Harpreet. Yep.
yeah, so instead, like when you take the image component, as of now, it is being added from the image component itself.
Right.
So it just has to be of up to the certain size limit, and then you can already do that.
So you could take so you could take a photo and technically convert it into a video, and then it becomes an interactive. I guess technically, then it could be an interactive GIF because it's inside the video player.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, so that has to be a completely separate VP, Ender and Ask Josh. Think about it like that. So not only can you have interactive photos and interactive videos, but now you can have interactive GIFs, and that's something I've literally never seen before.
In fact, I think most users have not even seen this element yet, but you can insert Lottie elements inside the video.
What do you mean by that?
So Lottie are a set of files where you can have smaller, I would say, After Effects packages exported into a JSON. So it appears as if it's a very small interactive component that appears on a video, and that's already there right now. And you can make them interactive as well. So you can have a pulsating button that says "Buy now," and when you click on it, it takes you to a particular page or a part of the video, etc., etc.
If you want, I can just show it very quickly right now.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Absolutely, please.
Yeah. So the same GIF which you saw over there, it's here in the video editor. This is the GIF, and okay. And here, there is a this Lottie component. So I just drag drop it, and I just had a downloaded Lottie file, and I just uploaded it. So you can just upload an Lottie, and if you just look at it closely, even this is a moving icon, so you can see the hand is moving over here. And so same interactions can be applied to the Lottie. All the interactions which are applicable to any other elements, same can be applied to text element as well. So you can see all those options are there.
Okay, so there is some form of, and I'll be specific. There is some form of editing because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, can I edit the videos?" Well, technically, that's not the purpose of Nexweave. The idea is if you have a set video, you would drop it in. What you're editing is the experience. You're editing the the font, the personalization, where it's located. Like right, it's like where the font appears, how big is it? So the person's name, maybe their business, maybe their photo. In this case, it's the interactive element. You're providing more of an editor of the experience and not necessarily an editor of video. So I need to specify that because I think a lot of people aren't familiar with that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And I love the way that you put it. It's more of an editor of the experience rather than editor of the media files. And that's purely because there are probably a lot of image and video editors out there which are extremely good. So why not make the best of both worlds, get the media assets from there, and add those interactive assets from over here. And for those of you who have not seen Lottie animations, I would urge you to check out them. It's a project which started it was started by the Airbnb team, and then it extended as a separate project by itself. So do check them out.
In fact, if you see some of the templates that is there in the public template library, so most of them, like we have Lottie elements there. We have used it as a background, as buttons, to make the elements look more interactive and intuitive.
Ashutosh, you want to bring that up for us real quick too?
So Ashutosh, if you can open an app environment, and the upsell one or the loyalty one, so all of that has Lottie elements in it.
And while you bring that up, I want to say thanks to George for joining us. He's one of the founders from the Plug and Pay team, which allows you to have, like shopping cart solutions, affiliate solutions, and lead gen solutions. So, hey, George, thank you for joining us. And he says cool stuff reminds me a little bit of withkoji.com. I'm not familiar with that, so I will have to take a look at that after the stream. There you go. All right, Ashutosh, when you're ready, we'll go ahead and share your screen. Let's see who else. Sarai, there we go. You read my mind. Okay, let me bring you on while I get Ashutosh a few seconds here. Perfect, Sarai. Hey there, girl.
Hi, everyone.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Sarai.
It's funny you just mentioned Plug and Pay because that's what my question was going to be about.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I love Plug and Pay already, and it looks like I'm really going to love Nexweave. So I wanted to ask about some of the some of the things that's going to be going on with that integration. And then my second question is, how do you guys feel you compare to Spot? Because there's a lot of people that's trying to weigh you guys up against them. I
Got
hate
it.
to
So
say it,
I'll
but Spot is still in the refund period for a lot of people, and this makes you think. I mean, I'm not down in any other platform. Spot is great, but it seems like I'm really enjoying this Nexweave.
Thanks, Sarai. I'll take both the questions one by one. The first one is about what we're going to do with the integration with Plug and Pay.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that we're already discussing is how the purchase components can come in as overlays within the Nextweave video experience. So while you're watching a video and if there is a product which is available for purchase, we'll have hotspots on the video, which when you hover on them will give you the option to purchase them from the video experience itself. So it's one of the initiatives that we had in mind to create a video shopping experience where you don't have to go to landing pages. And that's where Plug and Pay and us are working together. That's one.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And I would love for people to see that once it goes live because it's going to be fairly interesting. The second is that Plug and Pay is coming up with their marketing automation platform.
Yes.
And with the two tools tying up together, we could have instances where someone abandons a cart and they get an email from Plug and Pay which contains a personalized image with the name of the prospect as well as the product that they left in the cart.
Now that would be awesome.
And that's just scratching the surface. E-commerce has a lot of use cases. There are recommendations, there are exit intents, etc., etc. So be working closely with them to see how all of these can come in as standard experiences within the two platforms itself.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
I want to see a personalized video. I want to see a personalized video in a shopping cart. That's all I'm waiting on. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. And to be able to click and still, like if they wasn't sure about an item and needed to look at it again and different things like that, they'll be able to, or you might could do an extra explainer video in the cart just to reassure that they understand what they're purchasing.
Good point, because since you mentioned Spot, I'll probably touch both these points together.
Mm-hmm.
What Spot allows you to do is add interactivity over a media element, which could be an image or a video. While we don't have that for images right now, it's part of the roadmap. But we have that feature within our platform as well, where you can have interactivity over videos.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that Spot is focused towards interactivity. We're taking interactivity as well as personalization and blending it together over a media format.
Yes, that sounds great.
Spot's a great platform, but we're just inching up towards them as well to see how much of it we can do at our end as well.
How far on the roadmap do you think you are for images? Just in case someone was totally wanting to use Nexweave instead of Spot.
So initially we were planning to have the images released by somewhere around Feb, but since we've got a lot of inputs from the community in terms of other features, we will soon be running a short poll so that we can take in inputs from various individuals to see which features they want first. So if the community wants the interactive images first, then maybe we'll prioritize that. But if they want something else first, then we'll have to probably sequence our roadmap accordingly.
Well, focusing on all the things with video is great because it's a lot of hotspot tools for images. It's not many for video. So I think
that's what we thought.
Right. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you guys. I'm really looking forward. I'm really looking forward to everything.
Thank you so much for bringing these points up.
And one more thing is I seen a link for like up to 25 codes and payments is available for 10 codes and up. Is that still so?
Yes, you can reach our support and you can get the split payment links for 10 codes or 25 codes if you want them.
Okay, great, awesome.
Perfect. So, Ray, thank you very much for joining us, and ping me after the show, and I'll have your code ready for you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Have a good one. Take care.
Everybody again.
Right,
bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
That was awesome. I like to see that. I like to see our I like to see like our fellow female community members and our sisters come in and join us, because a lot of times it's such a heavy like male centric crowd, and I always try to make like in this case, this format, as approachable as possible, right? I try not to make it too technical like a webinar, because who likes sitting through webinars for an hour? Like, no one really likes doing it. But if it's more like a talk show, you could be entertained. Someone could sip a little bit of a little something on the side. Hey, right? and at the same time have some fun and do it like a talk show format too. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Torres, I'd like to bring you on. Is your camera ready so we can bring you on the show? Mr. John Torres, you're next, sir. Let me see if we can bring him on. John, is your camera working? Oh, he's trying to get it working right now. Okay, let's give him a second. All right. So we have one last caller, and I think after that we'll call it a day. There we go. Perfect. He's ready. We'll bring you on, sir. Here it is.
Hi
Hey
everyone,
there.
hello.
John, thank you for joining us, brother.
Thank
Hey,
you
John.
for
John.
letting me here.
Appreciate
Hello
it.
everyone.
Howdy. All right, you have the whole team here. What is your question for the Nexweave team?
Hi, well my question is about the email services and doing email marketing campaigns. Can we use this in combination with software we use for this purpose, like Moosend, I don't know, SendFox, and maybe can we use it in combination with stuff like Pabbly, Integratelli, so we can integrate with other software?
Good question.
So, John, I'll probably draw analogies over here. In terms of the email marketing software, we've tested with Automizy, with MailChimp, with SendGrid. So all of them are working fine. Specifically, Moosend and SendFox is something that we have to test with. So I'll note them down so that we can test them and get back to you in terms of how they are working. What we've seen is that most email platforms will allow you to insert an embed sequence one that we generate. So it shouldn't be a problem, but I would prefer testing it out and then sending out the details to you. So Moosend and SendFox are now on my list to get back to you. In terms of workflow automation software, Pabbly and Integrately are entities that we are discussing with right now, but we've done an integration with Connexit, and it should be fairly similar to orchestrate the other two as well. As soon as we get responses from both the teams from Integrately and Pabbly, maybe we can have a discussion with them and get you those as well.
Also, awesome. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So I've just dropped a link which shows like what all the mailing partners we have done testing with. So if you just click on this link, you will be able to see all the tools which we have tried out. It's there are many of them: Automizy, Mailshake, and many of them.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
John, thank you for joining us. Make sure you
Thanks,
ping me
Tom.
after the show, okay?
Thank you.
So get
Thank
your
you.
code. Have a good one.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you. Bye
Take
bye.
care. Bye. I love that. Just come in and out, and he brings up a good a good thought process, right? If you're going to be using Nexweave as middleware, it makes sense that we test out both ends. Nexweave with whatever the end destination integration is going to be. His case, he brought up, let's say, like, SendFox, which totally makes sense. So, yeah, we'll have to test out. There's, like, a lot of CRMs. In case people don't know what a CRM is, it's a contact relationship manager. So it's basically where you would just have, like, hundreds or thousands of contacts. And then you may have assigned them to a list with their name, email address, and telephone number. Right, so then it makes sense that if you use Nexweave with a CRM or a list of people, that you want to make sure that your CRM sends out the emails appropriately without any errors. That's going to require a lot of testing from the community too. That's the reason why we're doing these shows, so that way people can ask questions, and those different scenarios, we can hone those down to make sure that it works across the whole spectrum, not just from inside Nexweave, but with the partners that it integrates with too. Let's see, George. George says, wow, he can't wait either. He'd love to have a Nexweave integrated with his email automation feature, which goes along with what I was just saying. So George, being one of the founders of Plug and Paid, they are having a upcoming email automation feature that's associated with their shopping carts. So let's say someone left like 2 or 3 items, you could have an email or a text message as a reminder. Or let's say you came out with a new product and you have lists built up of 50, 500, 5,000 people, really doesn't matter. You'll be able to send them out, like, let's say, drip sequencing. Let's say an email for, hey, we have a new product. And then let's say if they didn't purchase it 5 days later, hey, here's a new product with a 20% coupon code. And if they didn't open that, maybe they'll get a text message on the third day and say, hey, we just came out with a new product. Here's a 33% off coupon, right? So those are kind of like automations. From what I understand, both emails and text messages will be included on that too. So I'm also eager to see that. I'm a big fan of Plug and Pay. A lot of you guys know that. George, I can't wait to see that either. And yeah, the possibilities are going to be endless once we can combine Nexweave with your automation feature for sure. Absolutely. George, thank you for joining us today. Sarai had one question also. She's super excited to learn about the integration with Plug and Pay, but awesome to hear that there'll be a integration with Integrately as well. Yep, Integrately, it just makes sense. Integrately, Pabbly Connect. There's I think we're working on one with ConnectZit also. So yeah, those are the things that we want to keep in mind. And we want to hear from you guys. What are those webhooks that you're looking for? What are those triggers that you're looking for us to provide? Sometimes we may need to provide more. Just let us know. That's something that Ashtosh and Inder will put onto the roadmap. With that, guys, we just crossed the 1 hour mark. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead and end things here. Again, take a screenshot with your phone if you want to go ahead and see the list of partner integrations here. Anything else, guys, that you'd like to mention before we let everyone go?
I think a lot of the questions came in around the e-commerce use case.
Yeah, totally.
Given that you can combine emails, marketing automation, chatbot experiences, I think we'll probably have one piece done specifically for how Nexweave can be used with e-commerce, specifically for those guys who are interested in using this with their e-commerce businesses. So yeah, I think I've made that note, and I'm loving this particular format. It's always better to have people come and ask those questions. So let's have more of these.
I totally agree. Plus, guys, and we do this as a community for you, we want to show you how, like the team, the Nexweave team and myself, how we're totally approachable, right? We're not above putting anybody on. We don't censor anything. That's just not what we do. So please, come on, feel free to ask us any questions. You can see that we compensate you for your time. And, as a little way to help you overcome some of the camera shyness that some of you may have, we'll give you a little license for helping you overcome that and joining us at the same time. So, yeah. Agni says, always love an approachable team. He's in the green room. You know what? And I, as a community member and as a consumer, I saw that too a long time ago from certain companies, which is why, I always appreciate and love the approach of having like the talk show format. That's something that I've always strived for. And I think the team, both the community and the Nexweave team, you guys can see how beneficial it is. It's great at building trust on a large scale at the same time. Now, on that note, let's go ahead and let everyone know that we're going to do another one of these on Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's the time of our regularly scheduled stream. We'll have some founders coming on that will also be talking about how they use Nexweave with their platforms. Let's see what else. Sarai says, it was nice to meet the whole team. Harpreet, you are beautiful. Happy to see a lady designer. There you go.
Thank you.
I like your glasses too, Harpreet. I like your glasses for sure. Let's see. On that note, guys, everyone be safe. Wash your hands. Keep social distancing in mind. It's a crazy world out there right now, so we want everyone to stay healthy for the holidays. On that note, Harpreet, Ashtosh, Inder, thank you for having some time set apart for us today. I know it's Saturday late for you, so thank you. And any last announcements that we want to put up, guys, for this weekend? Inder?
So Christmas is coming up. We'll probably have some templates live for Christmas so that you can send greetings to your loved ones, to your business associates, etc., etc. And the very fact that you'll be able to do it with custom domain links is going to be something more exciting for you guys. So do look forward to it. And we're also very excited about that.
Cool. Anything regarding the campaign? Anything that's going to be coming up that people need to be made aware
of? Nothing specific as such. I think we'll be making some announcements as we tread along. So just keep following our Facebook group. We just crossed 150 members today, which we are very grateful to you guys. So just keep joining the group and you'll get more updates over there.
There you go. Cool. All right, thank you, everyone. We're going to go ahead and call it a day, and everyone be safe, and we'll check you guys soon.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
Have a good one.
Bye
Have a good one,
bye.
guys. Take care.